Hi there and welcome to this tiger eye study drawing tutorial, and I'm going to work with charcoal and I'm going to draw one-on-one, so my print is the same size as my drawing to be. And first I want to figure out where the eyes are, and the bridge of the nose is really broad. It's a big nose that tigers have, and with people there's only one eye in between the eyes, but with the tiger you can fit 3 eyes in between the eyes. So that is how big the nose bridge is. Then I'm trying to level out the lower point of the eyes. And as you can see, the left eye is a little bit higher than the right eye. So I'll just copy that and see where to fit in the eyes from underneath those amazing eyebrows that tigers have. And the eyebrows walk down to the side of the bridge of the nose, and then we get a sloping arch, real nice sloping arch like this. So once you have this, you can really be sure that you are positioning the eyes in the correct place. Now the lower eye edge is rounded, as you can see in my reference picture. And the eyes are actually very deep within the skull, and the tiger is looking from underneath the eyebrows straight at us. Now, should you like to see the whole process in real time, then you can find me on my Patreon page, and you can also find the reference picture and many more tutorials that I've recorded in the last couple of years. So just find me there and draw along with me. Now I've kept track of the higher eyebrows, and you can see there are white markings in between the dark markings. So like now it kind of looks like antlers, but this is how I keep track of all those little lines that are above the eyes. And underneath the eyebrows there's a large area of shadow going on. So I've placed the shadows over the eyeballs. And what you can also see is that all the tigers have nice dark edges around the eyes. And the darks and the whites rhythmically follow up with each other. So it's easy to lose track as you are drawing. So everything what I do on the left side, I also do on the right side, and vice versa. And in that way, I'm keeping track of all those lines that are going on. So this is my dark area underneath the eyebrow, and the pupils, of course, are very dark, and they are placed just below the eyebrows. So what is next is that the tiger also has white lines around the lower eyelids. So I'm not putting in a sharp line, but I kind of immediately draw in the texture of fur. In that way I'm avoiding sharp lines and keep the hair loose, so the texture of the hair is what I want to show, of course. So this is the side of the face. And what I can do next is put another layer in the dark areas, the dark markings that are above the eyes. You can see them, and they kind of travel up to the bridge of the nose. You can see it here. I will show you, put my finger there so that you know where I am at. So this is another dot, and here is a dot. But every tiger has the dots somewhere else, so you do not have to be all that precise. But just make sure that you place in a lot of dots on the bridge of the nose. What I also am very careful about is the direction in which the hair grows. So when the hair tends to go to the right, I actually draw to the right. When the hairs go to the left, I draw to the left. In that way, I am trying to get a as realistic image as possible. And I also want to keep pushing in the shadow underneath the upper eyebrow. As you can see, I'm using a lot of layers, and as I'm putting in layer over layer, the markings become darker and darker. I also want to keep track of the very dark shadow that is underneath the white eyebrow. And this is where I stop my drawing, so I'll just draw up to here. I want to focus on the eyes, of course. And I also bring in a gray value for the bridge of the nose. Because if you watch carefully, you can see that the bridge of the nose is of a darker value than the actual white eyebrows and the white markings underneath the eyes. So that is why I put a layer of gray on the bridge of the nose. Now also on that bridge of the nose, the hairs tend to come together at the center line. So I'll just push in some little stripes here, pushing them to the right, and on the other side pushing them to the left. In that way I'll just keep track of how the direction of the hair is going, and in that way I'm trying to get the texture of fur going on and get a as realistic study as possible. I'm trying to avoid harsh lines, so I draw the lines in together within the darker and lighter areas, so that it doesn't look like antlers anymore, but they now begin to start to look like actual fur. Furry brows, if you want, and there are also some shadows in between the hairs in the white areas, so I also put these in. And now the antlers are gone and we actually get a fur going on, so that's very nice. And again, everything that I do on the right side, I do on the left side, and everything I do on the left side, I do on the right side. And as you can see, my little tiger is also watching what I'm doing. She is amazing. And it's funny because cats have those tiny little pupils, while the tigers have round pupils. So there's a difference between cats and tigers, and the tiger has a pupil more like humans, while cats have pupils more like snakes. I always find that, very interesting. Oh, and I'm using the blender stick to push in the charcoal into the paper, and in that way I get that soft feel of eyes going. And I make sure that the corners of the eyes are really, really pinch black. And I'm using the charcoal pencil because of the high contrast. It has a higher contrast than the graphite pencils, and it's amazing to record also, because the graphite is very greasy and it's hard to film, and the charcoal is a really awesome medium because you can really push those blacks in. So that's why I like to use the charcoal for these kinds of studies. Again, I'm pushing in the shadow which is on the eyeball itself, and by pushing that hard, that shadow, the actual eye seems to be laying really deep within the skull, and that's exactly what I want, of course. Now, what you can also see are the little muscles that are in the iris, and those muscles make sure that the pupil can be opened wide and opened really small. So really small if there is if the sun is out, and big when it's dark, of course. And this is my pencil eraser. I can use that for the little hairs that are coming from the upper eyebrows. I like the pencil eraser, but I'm still trying to push in as many hairs as possible for the cheeks here, the side of the face, making sure that I don't get any harsh lines, but really furry lines. And then I take the pencil eraser again, and I use it for the highlights on the top of the eye, because they are like glass. And I also use them, of course, for the little tiny hairs that are popping out of the eyebrows over the eye. You can see a little edge here. Look, you can see the little shine there. I'll just push that in. And here's a little dot of light, and there's a little dot of light. So, well, in that way I really get the shine that I want inside the eyes and the soft feel of fur going on. Quite amazing to make these kinds of studies. They are great to do. You can learn a lot from them. And I hope you will give this drawing a try. So come and visit me on my Patreon page if you want to draw along in real time. And otherwise, of course, I will see you in one of my other videos here on the YouTube. Thank you for watching.